Hello again. I wanted to share with you today. I've been reading The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, and there was a part of it that talked about something that I was very curious about how you might feel about all this. And it does tie into, it'll eventually tie into financial too, but I have a question for you, and that is, in this life, do you feel like you're on a path that was created for you, or are you on a path that you have created and are creating? And I've been thinking about how it seems like the world is just going 100,000 miles an hour. And what is that? You know, what is happening in our life? Who's doing all the planning and all the thinking, and who is that's doing it? Are we aware of what we're doing? Are we present to what we're doing? Are we consciously thinking about it? Are we slowing down enough to really be thoughtful about it? And we are going 100 miles an hour. And so I have this thought that if we were to step back in our own minds, because that's where everything stems from, if we were just to step back and observe our thoughts, observe our actions, observe our conversations, our emotions, our physiology, you know, what is that pain, what is that sensation? Who is that's watching that, if there is anybody watching it? Well, I like to think that it is the soul. And if we could slow down enough to think and meditate on that our lives would be much calmer and more peaceful. Such as, just this past weekend, I went over to a friend's house and we shot some darts, and we were playing darts, and we were watching some football. But that really wasn't what the focus was. I had this really wonderful sense of peace and calmness, and it was noticeable. And I wondered, and I still wonder, where it came from. And I want more of that. It was just a sensation that was very peaceful and calming and all that good stuff, which keeps us healthy, you know, less stress, less sickness. And so I wanted to figure out, okay, how do I get that more often? And when I think about it in terms of having our financial life in a state of calmness, so to speak. You know, the stock market's running all over the place. People are running all over the place, literally on the floor, right? Guys are, I don't know how much running around there is, but you get the idea. But what if it was more of a symphony, in the sense that it was orchestrated and it was planned, and the expectation was high, but you weren't upset that maybe it didn't quite go the way you thought it should, you know, that kind of thing. I liken that sense of calm and orderliness and whatever to the whole life dividend product, in that it's really it's a place to store your cash, right? Rather than putting it in a CD or in the bank. It's a solid place to put it, meaning that it's safe. You know, insurance companies have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. They know what they're doing by now. So it's the place to start. You know, it's not the only thing to do with finances, just like it's not the only thing to go and sit with a friend and watch a football game to be calm. It's not the only thing you can do. There's lots of things you can do. But it's the base. So when I ask the question, are you on a path that has been created for you, or are you creating your own? I would like to encourage people to create their own. And if they are creating their own, then let's see if we can 10x that, you know. That the whole life insurance policy gives you the foundation. It's the place to save for emergencies, save for opportunities, meaning that, you know, maybe something shows up, an investment that you'd like to invest in, and it's a good one, and you know it's solid, and you get the money back, and you can put the money back in the policy. It's that calm feeling. Now, say someday you decide that, you know, I'm going to do some cryptocurrency, or a Tesla, so to speak, a kind of Tesla stock shows up and you'd like to invest in it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. You should maybe take some money out of your policy and put it in it and see what you can have happen. So this sense of peace is what I want to give. And it's in all areas of life. Finance is definitely one of the key areas in our lives. We're doing it all day, every day, right? In some form or fashion, just standing here in this room, burning these lights, is finance, because there's money going out the door because of it. So that thought about, are we on a path that's been created, or are we creating our own? And again, I'm not saying that life insurance is the only place, but it's the place to start. And if you have a lot of money in the stock market, it's great if it's going well for you. And I would say you're doing well there, but if you have other cash, or maybe even if you want to take some of that out of the market, you know, it's up to you. It's completely up to you, because you are on your own path. You're creating your own path. I would just be a guide. Kind of like Yoda, but I'm not Yoda, obviously. He's much more charming. And anyway, that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today, was thinking about how we're creating our own life. And who is it that's doing all that thinking? And who is it that's doing all the running around in our head, the voice in our head? I think everybody has one, right? But if we learn to pull back and look at it and observe it, what's really going on here, that you can have that better sense of peace and calmness, and even if it's chaotic around you. And that's just like the whole life dividend paying whole life policy. The world can be turning upside down, but if you're solid in that product, you're probably sleeping well at night. You know, there's all different kinds of things that you can invest in, but it's a good place to start. And that's about all I have today. Thank you for listening, and until next time,